Welcome back to Solace. Tonight, we're returning to the Forgotten Workshop, a quiet place where dusty clocks keep unusual time, where old maps lead to places that no longer exist, and where Adrian begins every journey. Before we follow him, take one slow breath in and gently breathe out. Let your shoulders soften. Let your hands rest. There is nowhere else you need to be tonight. Nothing to solve, nothing to finish. Only a story, only rest. The Forgotten Workshop stood at the end of a narrow street, hidden between an abandoned tailor's shop and a building covered in ivy. Most people passed without noticing it, but Adrian knew the way. It seemed to be waiting for him. Rain had recently fallen. The cobblestones reflected the soft amber glow of the lamps. Adrian removed an old brass key and opened the door. Inside, the workshop smelled of old paper, warm metal, cedar wood, and shelves held clocks with painted moons, compasses that pointed nowhere, maps of countries that had vanished. At the center of the room stood the brass time machine, a large clock surrounded by silver rings covered in tiny symbols. On the workbench beside his journal lay a rolled parchment he hadn't left there. He unrolled it. A city surrounded by water, tall white towers beneath a golden sky. At the bottom, written in blue ink, one word: Atlantis. The silver rings had already begun to turn, slowly, as though the machine had already chosen the destination. "All right," he whispered, "Atlantis." Adrian opened his eyes on the deck of a small sailing boat. Morning light stretched across calm water. An elderly sailor in a pale blue robe stood at the wheel. "You're later than expected," the sailor said. "Late for what?" "The last morning of Atlantis," he said. He pointed toward the horizon. Mist parted and the city slowly appeared. White towers rising from the ocean, golden domes catching the sunlight. Waterfalls pouring from high terraces into the sea. The boat drifted into a circular harbor, past great statues. The water beneath it glowing with tiny blue lights like stars hidden in the sea. A young guide waited at the pier. "My name is Neria," she said. "You're welcome here, Adrian." She led him through streets of smooth pale stone, narrow streams beside every path, blue lilies floating in pools, silver vines climbing the walls. No one seemed to hurry. A potter shaped clay in an open window, Children placed flower petals into the canals and watched them float away. Can you imagine that unhurried rhythm? A whole city moving gently with nowhere it needs to be. In the market, an old woman handed Adrian warm bread, honey, rosemary, and sea salt. You came from very far away, she said. Farther than you think, he replied. They reached a wide garden where crystal trees grew beside quiet pools, their branches moving through. There was no wind. At the center, a fountain, water rising without falling, floating above the stone in a shimmering sphere. Inside the water, Adrian saw images, a quiet shoreline, a child laughing, a family sharing a meal. Ordinary moments, gentle moments. The fountain of memory, Neria said. It keeps what people are afraid the world may forget. History often remembers rulers, but people remember warmth. They climbed to the Library of Tides, its doors made of blue glass, shelves curving beneath a vast dome. An elderly scholar gave Adrian a thin book with no title, its pages blank. It records only what the reader chooses to remember, he said. Adrian placed his hand on the page. Words appeared. The harbor at sunrise, the music beneath the arch, the warm bread, the floating petals, the small things. Why is today the last morning? Adrian asked. Beyond the windows, clouds gathered above the sea. The island is changing, the scholar said. All places change eventually, but Atlantis will not truly vanish, not while someone remembers what it felt like to be here. Neria led Adrian to a terrace above the whole city. Wide towers, the harbor, bridges, blue gardens, and the sea surrounding everything. People gathered along the streets, unhurried, families standing together. Musicians began the same gentle melody from the market. Lanterns along the canals began to glow, one after another, as the sky turned gold, then rose, then deep violet. It's time for you to return, Neria said. She placed a small blue crystal, shaped like a drop of water, into his hand. This holds no magic, she said, only memory. What should I remember? He said. That no place is only its buildings. The city lives in the quiet moments shared by its people. The meals, the music, the gardens, the kindness. The first silver ring of the time machine appeared around him, softly. Will the kingdom return? Adrian asked. Miria smiled. Perhaps it was never completely gone. The rings began to turn. Atlantis blurred into blue and gold light, the music growing distant, the sea growing quiet, the city fading away. Adrian opened his eyes inside the forgotten workshop. Rain still tapped gently against the windows. The time machine slowed, then fell silent. When he reached into his coat, the blue crystal was still there. He placed it on the shelf beside the objects from his other travels, and for just a second thought he saw tiny towers reflected inside it. He opened his worn journal and wrote, not about the loss of Atlantis, but about the baker, the children beside the canals, the old woman painting waves, Miria standing above the city at sunset, a place that had known how to slow down, where ordinary moments were never considered ordinary. You do not need to follow Adrian any further tonight. He is exactly where he needs to be, safe, inside the workshop, surrounded by maps, old clocks, and memories from places the world has forgotten. Let your breathing become slower. Breathe in and gently out. Imagine the lanterns of Atlantis glowing beneath the sea, the gardens moving softly in the water. Nothing is heralded. Nothing is asking anything from you. Let every thought float away like a flower petal on a quiet canal. Your body feels heavier. Your breathing feels softer. Atlantis rests beneath the waves. Adrian rests beside the quiet clocks. And now you can rest too. There is nowhere else you need to go. Nothing left to remember. Nothing left to carry. Only stillness. Only peace. Only sleep. The night